2K19. O é o meu forte, eu não sou chegado em jogo de luta livre. Mas vamos ver como é que é, né? Eu já tive uma má experiência com um aí que eu não saí nem na primeira luta. Tipo os UFC, sabe, da vida. Não sei jogar aqueles jogos lá. Só botar aqui um bom dia. Essa live vai ser pequena. Eu tenho mais 2 jogos pra testar. Aqui já avisou já, ó. Servidores fecharam. O jogo de 3 ou 4 anos atrás já fechou já. Showcase, play. Normal. Tá, mulher. Todo inglês ainda, puta que pariu. Lá nos Estados Unidos isso é febre, o pessoal joga muito isso aí, golfe, beisebol, NFL, NASCAR. Eu não curto muito esse tipo de jogo, pra ser bem sincero. Não sei nem qual é os botões.
The monster among men is here.
The following contest is scheduled for
Tem
one
aquele
fall.
The Rock
Making
e
his
foi
way
lutador
to
que
the
tinha
ring,
muitos anos.
weighing in
Foi
at
ator.
385 pounds, he is
What's this?
Mr. Money in the Bank, Braun Strowman.
Come on, negotiations have broken down and we now have a war on our hands.
Já começou a luta já.
Oh, what impact! After that epic entrance, Bobby Roode has even more amazing tricks with his technical wrestling skills.
Oh, man, this is going to be great.
Oh, Bobby Roode looking good tonight. Truly worthy of the expensive robes he wears to the ring.
I can't believe I'm agreeing with a guy who shops at Suit City.
Ué?
But if these were fashion competitions, his opponents would have already lost. Snapmare.
Ooh, nasty impact.
Back now inside the ring.
Ah, entra pra dentro do ringue,
He
cara.
doesn't want to do this outside the ring. He's on the defensive here. But we all know that he isn't afraid of a good fight, which is what we're seeing here.
Hey, you're going to absorb some punishment in a wrestling match. It just goes along with the territory, and he knows that.
Bobby Roode might get an early 3 count. The cover. And this one's history. What a win. Let's take another look at these guys in action.
Não entendi esse negócio de X.
Here is your winner, Bobby Roode.
Wow. Now that's a commanding win.
To get the pinfall victory over such a high-quality opponent is incredibly impressive, Michael.
As we close the book on this match.
Alexa Bliss versus Ember Moon.
It's Little Miss Bliss. And there's the bell. And here we go. This is the type of battle that you can show someone who's new to our brand of entertainment and say, this is what WWE's all about.
When you have competitors on the level of these women, you just know it's going to be a great match.
A lot of times you see champs dial it back a bit when the title's not on the line, but I don't expect to see that from her here.
Ó, piranha.
The leg is flying forearm. Power slam.
Good night. Strong kick.
My goodness. Look at this. And only a 1 count.
And the match continues.
Byron, one thing we learned very early on about Ember Moon is that she can overcome any adversity thrown her way.
Yeah, I think she proved that most in 2017 when she was sidelined for several weeks due to a shoulder injury, but eventually returned to capture the NXT Women's Championship later that same year.
The leg is...
If I could reinforce what Byron was saying about Ember Moon's NXT Women's Championship victory, what made it so impressive, in my opinion, is that she had to defeat not 1, but 3 other women to capture the gold.
That's right, it was at TakeOver War Games where Ember Moon turned back Nikki Cross. Peyton Royce and Kairi Sane to become NXT Women's Champion.
I can tell you, nobody's happy about it.
Empatou? De novo.
You can expect these superstars to put their bodies on the line to take each other down.
These superstars have waited a long time for this match to take place.
And guys, I'm pretty sure I can watch these women compete each and every week.
Drop down.
Hellacious power slam.
Ooh, what impact.
What a stomp.
Good grief.
Ring rattling.
Essa Lorena não aguenta uma porrada.
Here's a cover. And she kicks out with relative ease.
How in the world?
Oh, look at it. Changing it up a bit now.
Smart move, I like it.
Vem, piranha.
When it comes to Ember Moon, one thing's for certain, guys. She made an instant impact, handily beating Billie Kay in her first ever match at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2.
Clubbing blow to the back.
Elbow drop.
I have to agree with what Byron was saying about Ember Moon's debut. She made her presence felt on day one and never looked back, beating some pretty big names in the process.
Yeah, anytime you could say you defeated the likes of Shayna Baszler and Ruby Riott, you know you're legit.
Nailed it. Oh, talk about getting flattened.
Yeah, she's going to be feeling that one for a while.
Beautiful technique. Alexa Bliss' jump to Raw has been a textbook example of division dominance. She won the Raw Women's Championship after only 19 days and kept an iron grip of the title for months afterward. You can see the confidence just beaming from her right now. Bringing it back into the ring.
Michael, to say Bliss had a monopoly on the Raw Women's Championship.
Handstand. Wow, fantastic ability from Ember Moon.
She is just so dominant.
I see where she's going with this.
Look out! This might be it! Oh, my.
The leg is...
And Ember Moon, too quick.
A high-risk maneuver in the works from that top turnbuckle. She's calling for it.
She's thinking about it.
Ember Moon is getting ready. Eclipse!
That's how you put an exclamation point on the end of a match.
She goes for the cover.
Ah, tomar no cu, não ganha nenhuma.
Now let's take a look back at these ladies in action.
After all that build-up, I gotta say, I expected more from this
Here
match.
is your
I don't think I'm the only one.
Ember Moon.
The shoulders are down for 3, and this one's in the books.
You know, it didn't happen often, but I can attest, being pinned is humiliating.
Guys, it sounds like we can all agree that was an extremely impressive win.
Chato pra caralho. Santa Clara, Califórnia. Coroa é forte.
Few allies have been closer to Charlotte than Dana Brooke. For a while, Charlotte and Dana could have been this generation's Art and Rick.
We learned that the branches of the learning tree could only bend so much for Charlotte. After one too many mistakes by Dana, Charlotte abruptly ended the mentorship.
And I can't help but get the feeling that this is going to be one of those matches people will be talking about for a long time to come.
Ah, tomar no cu, cara. Manda o botão apertar o botão para escapar.
The Flair legacy grew at Charlotte's first WrestleMania, where the Raw Women's Championship was revealed. Charlotte styled, profiled, and walked out of WrestleMania with the gold.
Charlotte's first WrestleMania. Winning at WrestleMania is already big, but she did so with Ric Flair in her corner, walking that same ramp as the Nate did so many times.
Not to mention the fact that the robe Charlotte wore at WrestleMania was made from the very same one her father wore during his retirement match 8 years earlier. Now that is some beautiful symmetry.
And Dana Brooke easily getting the shoulder up.
Remarkable.
Head scissors applied. Ooh, look at this.
Dana Brooke is a superstar who has it all. She's intelligent, beautiful, powerful, and she possesses an incredible finisher. The sit-out Samoa.
She goes for the cover. There's not a person in this arena who thought that that was it for him.
She's still in this one.
If there's one maneuver that exhibits all of Dana Brooke's immense powers, it's the sit-out Samoan driver. Brooke crushes her opponent with the move and goes right into a pin.
Dana Brooke's sit-out Samoan driver finisher has put the women's division on edge. The move is another way for Brooke to flex her huge muscles while she handily defeats her competition.
trapped now.
Vicious strike.
Before joining the sports entertainment ranks, Dana Brooke
Looks like she wants to win early.
Ah, não!
And Dana Brooke picks up the win.
Pô, errei porque apertei o botão errado.
Let's take another look at these ladies going toe-to-toe.
Here is your winner, Dana Brooke.
Tomar no cu, eu quase ganhei a luta.
Few allies have been closer to Charlotte than Dana Brooke. For a while, Charlotte and Dana could have been this generation's Arn and Rick.
We learned that the branches of the learning tree could only bend so much for Charlotte. After one too many mistakes by Dana, Charlotte abruptly ended the mentorship.
I don't know who's looking more forward to this, the women in the ring or me.
Guys, that Charlotte-Dana breakup had a reason. Charlotte has a track record of perfection and expects all of her associates to do the same. Dana just couldn't meet that standard.
The former friends had a match that Charlotte won, but Dana's been learning fast as part of Titus Worldwide. I'd love to see what Dana brings to their next encounter.
Dana Brooke may be in a bad way here.
She's in there with some stiff competition tonight.
If you're worried about her now, you haven't seen many of her matches. She can withstand so much more punishment than this.
Face first off the knee. Drop kick. Beautiful. What a stomp. Good grief. Looking for the quick cover is Dana Brooke.
No early kick out. Not yet.
When I think of the saddest betrayals in WWE history, Charlotte cutting down her father in front of the entire WWE Universe might be the most heartbreaking. That was just brutal.
Incoming! Charlotte not in a good spot here.
But you certainly cannot counter out yet.
Byron, you mentioned that moment where Charlotte fired her father. It was harsh, but she brought up a good point. Back then, folks still called her Ric Flair's daughter.
Well, Rick may have led her to success, but she's become a megastar without him. Now they've patched things up, and the world will soon know him as Charlotte Flair's dad instead.
Looks like she wants to beat her inside the ring.
Bang!
Porra, levanta, cara.
Charlotte has many championship victories to her name, but her very first title win at the original NXT TakeOver was worthy of the Flair legacy. She beat a tough veteran in Natalya for that title.
Harsh impact.
And here comes Charlotte. Ugh.
Backdrop.
Michael, I called the action at that first takeover where Charlotte won the NXT Championship with Ric Flair in her corner, and I can tell you it was absolutely epic.
And Natalya had many years of experience on Charlotte that night. She goes for
The cover. Easily kicks out of that one.
yeah, this early, no chance.
Chin lock.
Great way to wear it on your opponent.
Charlotte finds herself in a tough spot.
Momentum clearly not on her side right now, fellas.
I really expected much more from her here tonight. I'm pretty shocked to see her absorb so much punishment.
This is not where she wants to be right now. She's dangerously close to losing this thing. But then again, so is her opponent. What a match.
Toss to the outside. Back in from the floor. Bringing it back between the ropes.
Oh, clothesline.
Pick the leg.
Specifically targeting the leg.
You gotta believe this one's over.
When the WWE Mixed Match Challenge was announced, SmackDown's first team was Charlotte Flair and Bobby Roode. I couldn't have picked a more glorious pairing myself.
And there's the reversal from Dana Brooke.
Oh, that hurt to the spine. Picking the spot. She goes for the cover. You can put this one in the bag. Now let's take another look at these wonderful women in action.
Yeah, this match wasn't a match that will appear on any highlight reels, but hey,
here is your
past the
winner,
time.
Dana.
This was a much-needed win.
After I graduated high school, I moved from Washington down to Texas to train at Shawn Michaels School. It wasn't too long after that I was signed by WWE. When I first got signed by WWE in 2000, I had no idea really what to expect. Most of the guys on TV had been wrestling for years and years, and at that point I'd only been wrestling for 6 months. Since I was still really new to all this, I was sent to home.
Ah, de novo esse cara trovando fiado? Não interessa.
Welcome, everybody, to WWE Velocity. Michael Cole here alongside Corey Graves and Byron Saxton. We kick things off with John Cena against a local competitor named Bryan Danielson.
I gotta say, Cole, I'm surprised Cena's not rapping at all tonight.
Well, that's because John Cena is focused. He's facing Brock Lesnar on SmackDown next week, and he's going to make an example of Bryan Danielson right here tonight. I think Cena is a little surprised by the offense of this relative unknown.
Cena's new attitude, man, made him overlook Danielson, but if he refocuses, he should easily take control back here. Here's the cover, and Cena pops the shoulder up.
Big match John is not going to go down that easily.
He's got the shoulders down. He's a long way from a 3 count, I can tell you that.
There's no way a hold like that is going to take Cena out.
And look at the quickness by Cena.
Oh, nasty impact.
Oh, what an up.
Harsh impact.
This is what makes him one of the best in the business.
John Cena's been on a roll lately. Ever since he started spitting rhymes back in October, he started to rile up all.
Look at Bryan Danielson.
Just wearing down the opponent. That should do it.
Oh, and he breaks free.
But the damage might have already been done, Michael.
You gotta believe this one's over.
The two of you mentioned Cena's new trash-talking raps. He has so much to work with this nerd Bryan Danielson. I can't believe he didn't have a jam ready today.
Well, there's a time to rap and a time to shut your mouth. When Brock Lesnar is your next opponent, it definitely better be the last.
Don't tell Cena to shut his mouth, Byron. I'm good. Too close for comfort.
How'd he do that?
What a stomp.
Good grief.
His shoulders are down.
If he keeps calling out Brock Lesnar, John Cena may just be a speed bump on Brock's road to WrestleMania. Brock won the Royal Rumble, so he'll be in the main event that night, and
He goes for the cover.
oh boy, he is rolling.
Well, that was a close call.
There is no quit in this man tonight.
He's making a statement here with this attack. He's bringing it back inside the ring now.
Here he goes.
And look at the quickness by Cena.
Is he done?
Não, eu perdi
That does it
ainda.
for Bryan Danielson. Cena wins.
Cena rolls along toward his big encounter with Brock Lesnar. I can't wait.
Não acredito.
He ain't playing here.
Here is your winner, John Cena.
Cena prevails in this warm-up for the battle with Brock.
And it's see ya bye.
Tomar no cu. A luta tava ganha.
Right after I graduated high school,
Ah, cara, de novo.
to train at Shawn Michaels School. It wasn't too long after that that I was signed by WWE. When I first got signed by WWE in 2000, I had no idea really what to expect. Most of the guys on TV had been wrestling for years and years, and at that point I'd only been wrestling for 6 months. Right after I graduated
Ah, de novo?
Washington down to Texas to train at Shawn Michaels School. It wasn't too long after that that I was signed by WWE. When I first got signed by WWE in 2000, I had no idea really what to expect. Most of the guys on TV had been wrestling for years and years, and at that point I'd only been wrestling for 6 months.
Quando é que começa essa porra dessa luta?
Right after I graduated
Ah, puta que pariu.
at Shawn Michaels School. It wasn't too long after that that I was signed by WWE. When I first got signed by WWE in 2000, I had no idea really what to expect. Most of the guys on TV had been wrestling for years and years, and at that point I'd only been wrestling for 6 months.
Agora foi.
Welcome everybody to WWE Velocity. Michael Cole here alongside Corey Graves and Byron Saxton. We kick things off with John Cena against a local competitor named Bryan Danielson.
I gotta say, Cole, I'm surprised Cena's not rapping at all tonight.
Well, that's because John Cena is focused. He's facing Brock Lesnar on SmackDown next week, and he's going to make an example of Bryan Danielson right here tonight. I think Cena is a little surprised by the offense of this relative unknown.
Cena's new attitude, man, made him overlook Danielson, but if he refocuses, he should easily take control back here.
Oh, bell clap.
This Bryan Danielson guy looks a little nerdy, but apparently he's got a pretty impressive pedigree. Where'd he come from?
Cole, Bryan Danielson began his training with a former WWE champion, Monday Night Raw's own Shawn Michaels. Before his big comeback, HBK actually started a wrestling school, and we're seeing one of its graduates.
And Cena kicks out.
Too soon. Corey mentioned Bryan Danielson training with Shawn Michaels, and I see some of that high-flying pedigree. this kid doesn't strike me as a main event material like HBK. Anything else about his training?
Well, you can also see some serious technical wrestling chops, courtesy of additional training Danielson got from one half of the World Tag Team Champions, William Regal.
Penny predicament. Digging deep for a kick out.
Gonna take more than that.
Guys, are we about to see a scrawny nerd beat John Cena here on Velocity?
It's ruthless aggression revenge, Michael. I love it.
What an up. Oh, what a punch.
That's how you stop your opponent. Oh boy, he is rolling.
Kick out at 2. Oh, that may have been a slow count.
I can't believe it. He just won't go away.
He's going for the pin.
John Cena's modified.
He's got him covered. A kick out, and you can see the frustration starting to build.
And the Cena Nation doing everything they can to keep John Cena in this match.
It's called the C Nation, Byron. One word.
Oh, chin-breaking uppercut. There's a pin now. The two of you mentioned Cena's devastating modified power bomb. But what will work on a tiny loser like Bryan Danielson? He's got the shoulders down. Real close. Too close for comfort. Oh, my. How in the world did he kick out of that?
Big match John is not going to go down that easily.
Ooh, what impact. He goes for the cover. And he got a near fall out of it.
How'd he do that? John Cena is the very prototype of a WWE superstar. He's got the physique and athleticism.
He's going for the pin. Going for the cover. Dug down deep and gets the shoulder up.
Wow, the two of you were spot on about John Cena's potential. Cena's a blue chipper if there ever was one. I hope Bryan Danielson's taking notes too.
Oh, somehow.
I can't believe what we're seeing here.
Can we point out how different John Cena's opponents will be this month? Tonight he takes on a puny little indie wrestler that's probably worse than Saxton in the ring that nobody knows. On Thursday he takes on the next big thing, Brock Lesnar.
Well, despite your disdain for Bryan Danielson, John Cena's two challenges this week have great mat wrestling skills. Cena better be careful.
We got a cover. And he got a near fall out of it.
Wow, he's always had great stamina. See if it lasts here.
Oh, what a right!
Man, that's some attitude behind it.
John Cena plays mind games as good as anybody.
John Cena's stock has really risen lately, so it's no surprise that he's now challenging Royal Rumble winner Brock Lesnar. Just 7 months ago, he made quite an impact on his debut.
When Vince McMahon implored the locker room to show ruthless aggression, John Cena...
The cover. What is keeping this competitor going? Woo.
Going back to Cena's ruthless aggression, one could say Bryan Danielson's exhibiting that same exact thing here tonight. Would you agree, Cole?
Shoulders on the mat. And he got a near fall out of it.
And the Cena Nation doing everything they can to keep John Cena in this match.
It's called the C Nation, Byron. One word.
There he goes to the outside.
Remember, though, there are no timeouts in WWE.
I can't tell what's more outrageous, Cena's recent raps or those ugly yellow pants.
You're just jealous, Saxton. Cena's got dope style, and
He's got him covered. And he got a near fall out of it.
look at the look on his opponent's face, Cole. He can't believe it.
His shoulders are down. What? Oh, he kicked out. Unbelievable.
Wow.
John Cena is the very prototype of a WWE super.
Buster!
Thunderous. Are we looking at yet another John Cena victory here? You're going to want to see your internist after a slam like that.
Vertical suplex!
Nice.
John Cena is measuring.
The two of you were spot on about John Cena.
Pô, o cara tá quase morto e o cara vai querendo dar um pau ainda.
Can he finish him off here?
He's got the shoulders down. 2, 3.
Ah, vai se
That does
fuder.
it for Bryan Danielson. Cena wins.
Cena rolls along toward his big encounter with Brock Lesnar. I can't wait.
Ah, jogo ruim pra caralho.